So Treyarch is doing something new this year. It's something that I'm a huge fan of because they're giving us kind of like post-launch storyline, which is something I'm more than a fan of because the map started with having its season 1 or preseason intel that was obviously everything that we heard, which if you guys haven't heard or listened to or anything like that, I actually have a video going through all of the intel from season 1. It'll hopefully be linked on screen and you can click on that if you guys missed that. But this time around, they came around and added more intel inside season 1, giving us more radios and more documents, which of course, if you guys want to listen to those, there's also a video for that on my channel, which will also be linked on screen. But either way, that's not why you guys are here. You guys are here to figure out how to get this intel for yourselves, and that's what we're going to be doing. Now, how we're going to go about this is by going faction by faction and then talking about documents, because you get documents the exact same way for Requiem, Omega, and Maxis, but of course, we'll talk about those since you just bunch those all together. Either way, starting with our first faction being Requiem, and the only new thing outside of documents here are the audio logs, and we have 2 brand new audio logs, and where they are located, the first one is going to be in the Deadshot Daiquiri room along that same wall as Deadshot Daiquiri. Just, look a little to the right if you're looking at Deadshot Daiquiri, and then you'll eventually find it, and you could go ahead and pick up that piece of audio log intel. The next one is going to be found in the Speedy Cola room or medbay, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be in that area where you watch that mini cutscene of when you bring the guy in the final boss fight to life. And you guys know what I'm talking about, but just go in that room. You'll find it. It'll be on screen now, and go and pick that up. And that'll be it for the audio logs for Requiem and Requiem as a whole. Next faction we have is the Omega group, and this one has added in audio logs and documents. Like I said, we'll get to documents later. So for the 2 brand new audio logs, they are going to be located, at least the first one is going to be located in Nocturne Toten in the living room or stamina room. And in this stamina room, it's just going to be on table. You'll see on screen. Go in, pick that up, and you'll get your first piece of Omega audio intel. The next one is actually pretty close. It's in the crash site, and it's going to be pretty much on the top edge of the map. You'll see you walk over to it and you go pick up that, and that will be your second and last piece of audio logs for Omega group. Now this leaves us to our next group, and this one is going to be the Maxis group. And the only piece of intel this one's going to give us are new radio transmissions. And you're going to get these radio transmissions the exact same way you got them in the preseason. And this is by going down to the pond next to Quick Revive. And there's going to be a radio transmission area that you can interact with. And of course, you'll hear Samantha Maxis talking to you. Now, you only do this once per game. So if you guys just want to get them done with right away, you just go ahead, start the match, just buy up Tel Pond immediately, interact with it, and end your game. And then do this a couple more times, and you will get all the radio transmissions for Maxis. Now, of course, you could also just do it, passively as you're playing. Just remember, oh yeah, I gotta go do that. But either way, you do that, and you'll get all of your radio transmissions from Maxis. This leads us to our final faction being Dark Aether, and this one added in a couple new things, actually 3 new things. 2 new audio logs, 5 new radio transmissions, which was something we didn't even have before. There were no radio transmissions for Dark Aether, so this is brand new, and also more documents. But these are going to be obtained the exact same way for everything as Dark Aether, and this is by completing trials. And when you're completing trials, I'm sure you'll see this in your game before, but while you're completing trials, instead of giving you a reward rarity, it'll say intel reward. So just go and collect that, and then eventually you'll get all of your audio logs, all of your documents, and all of your radio transmissions, which I believe there are 9 new intels that was added into season 1. And one thing I will say while collecting these, they may have kind of changed this where you can't get an infinite amount of these in your games as long as you're doing trials, because I got 3 of them in my game and then went all the way to round 27 and didn't get another one. I think I got 4 legendaries after that. So keep in mind there's a possibility that you can only get 3 intels per game, because I just felt like that was the case. And so I just kept doing it over and over. And I just found it way faster to just get my 3 intels and then end the game and then restart to get more of them. So keep that in mind for the Dark Aether intel, but this one's relatively simple to get, just takes a bit of time. Now this leads us to the overall piece of intel, and these are going to be the documents. Now, this does also apply to the Maxis faction, but not for season 1 because she did not get any more document intel. So for Requiem and Omega, their documents, how you get them is just by killing megatons, and randomly they will drop them. Now, these I found to be extremely rare in season 1. In the preseason, you got them relatively often, but this time around, it seems like it's taking a really long time to get these. Maybe because, you know, they added in not that much more, so they're trying to just take it a while to get it. I'm not exactly sure, but I've had very little luck collecting these. I've been playing up to around 30, not getting them, so keep in mind this may take you a while, or maybe you'll be lucky and get them right away. But either way, yeah, just keep killing megatons and they will randomly drop these pieces of intel. And that's going to wrap it up for all the new pieces of intel for season 1 inside Die Maschine. Now, again, we did not talk about the outbreak mode because we're not talking about that, and that one's even relatively easy to get. It's literally just kill the megatons inside outbreak and they'll randomly drop it. So it's pretty much how you get documents inside Die Maschine. But either way, guys, that's about it for me. If this video was helpful to you and helped you get all of the season 1 intel, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and head out. I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters, guys.